Today's video, we're going to talk about, should you care about building a brand or a personal brand if you have a small business? I saw a post on LinkedIn that inspired this video, and I realized I never talked about this. So the post was saying, I don't think that you should care about building a personal brand if you have a small business because it doesn't produce concrete results like booked calls with potential clients, increased revenues, that sort of thing. This is something I heard before. Interesting, not from people who are not building a personal brand, but actually from people who are building a personal brand who say that personal branding is overrated. It's interesting that you're doing that and then you're saying it's not important. To me, it's like, okay, well, I'm watching your actions. And this person touched on it in a video and he said that, well, I'm doing it because I'm doing it, right? Like I'm going out there and I'm creating content and it happens, but it's not the focus. And that's true. It's not like you have to focus on something like this to happen. It is going to happen anyway. And the question is, are you going to do it with intention or not? The funny thing is, if we look back at the way salespeople used to talk about marketing people before, right? When salespeople used to well, they still do, but there was a time when sales, the way they regarded marketing is they thought it was useless. Like, what is marketing for? I am the person who's getting all the results here. I get you the concrete results. I get on the phone, I cold call people, I close them. And then they started to realize after a while that marketers were actually making their job easier. Marketers were the ones who were sending them the leads. They could send them better leads who were more qualified to buy. They were educating the potential client or customer. So by the time they ended on the call, it was easier for them to close. They realized they actually helped them do their job better. And they started to see the result because not only is attribution more difficult with marketing, of course, I mean, now it's getting better, but back in the day, it was easier to just know you got on a call. Did you close the client? Yes or no? With marketing, attribution wasn't as sophisticated as it is today. Today, it's easier just to know if your marketing dollars are performing or not, but also it takes time. It's like there's a gap between cause and effect. It's faster to make that jump when you're in sales than it is when you're doing marketing. Well, it's the same way now with branding. The attribution isn't there. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It doesn't mean that the results are not there. And again, because of the gap also between cause and effect. But it's not that branding doesn't produce any concrete results. It's that you're showing up at the last stage or a later stage when the ground has been laid for you. And then you're like, well, I'm the one who passed the torch. But there's somebody who ran a marathon by the time you got there. So, and I'm not speaking about this person specifically, right? Like, I don't know about this person's work, but I'm speaking in general. This is how it is. The more you get to the bottom of the quote unquote bottom of the funnel, the easier it is going to be to see some results so that to most people, it's going to look like that's the one who's getting the results. But meanwhile, it's a team effort. And it's not that they are competing with each other or that one is taking something away from the other, or that the person, the entrepreneur, the business needs to focus on one side versus the other. If you are an individual, a solopreneur, or you have a small business, it's not the most important thing in the world for you right now to figure out what is the exact color scheme that you're going to commit to for the rest of your life, your typography. You could do something very simple with Canva by yourself. Like, that's not where I would invest the money, honestly. But you do need clarity about your brand. And all of it is communication, by the way. So branding, advertising, marketing, sales, PR, all of it is communication. If we're looking at content, we're looking at the 3 levels of attention that I spoke about before, level 1, 2, 3 in your content. At the higher level, at level 1 of creating content, that's what advertising is for. You're talking to somebody who doesn't know who you are and you're just casting a wide net. That's your advertising. That's your level 1 content marketing. Then your level 2, which is what marketing really is. It's the nurturing of that relationship, the educating, taking people through these stages. You're building the relationship. And then level 3 of your content marketing is sales. It's the content you create to convert, to sell. And that includes things like talking about your products and services or case studies, testimonials, and that sort of thing. So these are the different stages: advertising, marketing, sales. PR is all of this is what you say about yourself. PR, public relations, is what people say about you. So that's, back in the day, used to be newspapers, magazines, things like that. Nowadays it's more common to have influencers and that sort of thing. So what is branding? Branding is, who are you in the first place? What do you do? Who do you do it for? How do you do it any differently? Why would people buy this? Why from you? Why now? All of these things have to be answered, but there is a big part, which is who you are and what you're creating and how it's differentiated, and all of these things that come from branding that lay the foundation. Then after that, everything stems from that. All the communications stem from that. Brand is really just the result. It's the sum of all of the things that end up being distilled into a gut feeling that a person has when they come into contact with a business. This whole conversation, actually, if we just take a step back and realize that in entrepreneurship, you have a division of entrepreneurship that is focused on creating. You have the creator type of entrepreneur. For them, it's a given. They don't even need to hear all of this. They know they need and want to build a personal brand, because to them, it's like it is to me. It's very important to express myself fully in what I do and what I create in my content. It's about my point of view. It's about my message. It's about the thing that I am expressing. So of course I'm going to build a personal brand. And it's not that these people are shying away from there's so much to this post, to this 2-minute video that I could break down, but I just wanted to touch on this one thing, okay? Because I think it's really important. They're not competing with each other, you know? A brand is not competing with marketing. Marketing is not competing with sales. It's not. Anybody who really genuinely cares about the client's results will think about a holistic picture, all of it, not just some components. They may only do one part because that's their expertise, but they would understand that the client needs to take care of all of these basics, not just one or the other. So anyway, why should you care about building a brand or personal brand as a small business owner? There's no should in life. It's all up to you. And the brand is going to be built by default anyway, whether you like it or not. If you're creating a business, if you're a service provider and you're going out there and you're connecting with people and you're building relationships and you're getting clients and you're servicing clients, you're delivering a product or a service, you're getting on calls, whichever way you choose, whether you're DMing, posting content, I don't care. Any way you're doing it, as long as you're building relationships, you are having a reputation, AKA brand. So it's up to you if you want to take a step back and go, okay, what the heck am I doing here? And what do I want to create? And do that with intention. And I love to talk about not just branding. I love to talk about building a brand of full self-expression. It's a brand where you are being your true self in connection. You're creating from a place of connection to your spirit as opposed to your ego. That's the place where it's not about building a brand to me. It's much more than that. What matters to me. See, that's why I'm not somebody who is doing branding or marketing or sales or one of these things and just, you know, sitting there and competing with people and trying to just take a piece of the pie of the market from other people, because I think that's like I have to compete with someone, because I took care of thinking about what kind of brand I want to build. And it's not just about getting more revenues or getting more calls booked or more clients. It's about how do you want to do that? What do you want your experience to be? Who do you want to talk to on the phone? And how do you want to feel after you hang up the phone, after you're done with that conversation? Or is it make 10, 20, 30, 50, 100K a month at any cost, at any way? Like, is it all equal to you? If it matters to you, I think, bottom line, if it matters to you how you make money, you know, if it matters to you what your experience is like and what your journey is like and what your life is like, be mindful of the brand. If all you care about is just, I just need to make money, I don't care about anything else. I don't care if I feel like shit in the process. I don't care what I'm selling, who I'm selling it to. If it's legal and ethical, I'll do it. You know, I have no connection to my heart whatsoever. Then branding, I still think it will help your marketing, and it'll make your marketing so much cheaper and much more effective, in the same way that marketing makes your sales cheaper, more effective, easier, more fun. But you don't have to do it if you don't want to. That's that. All right. Any questions, comments, post them, whatever you're seeing this. If you're not seeing it on Mojo, go to brandsarealive.com/Mojo. I do want to remind you that I am not a branding person or whatever. I actually did more marketing than branding in my life, but I'm happy to change my opinion when I think that things have changed or that the landscape has changed and that people will benefit from one side more than another, still while keeping everything holistically taken care of, you know, and not picking sides. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.